closet door. I'm here in my studio, aka Board Game Closet. I love this song. I'm worried we use it too much, but it's still a good song. Anyways, before diving into today's nugget of civics, I wanted to thank those of you who have donated to keep this bird in the air. We simply can't make the show without that tried and true public radio standby, listener donations. If you listen to the show and can support it, just go to civics101podcast.org and click donate, or just click the link in our show notes to give a gift in any amount. $5 a month as a sustaining member, it gets you a swanky new Civics 101 face mask. But whatever amount you can give, please know we are going to keep asking people smarter than us to answer your questions about how our country works. Thank you. Thank you. All right, here's the show.
As we came towards the end of the election, I got really curious about what's going to happen to all of this money.
This is Deborah D'Souza.
Which is when I sort of pitched to my editor and was like, we talk to people about their money and investing. I think people would also be curious to know what happens to their donations.
Deborah works for Investopedia. She writes about finance. And she said she didn't expect her post on leftover campaign funds to be so popular. But I guess she was right. People want to know where all their money ends up, including us. This is Civics 101. I'm Hannah McCarthy.
I'm Nick Capodice.
And today we're following the money to find out where campaign funds go after everything is said and done in an election.
So when we talk about leftover funds, we're talking about when, office the rent has been paid, all of the salaries have been paid, the campaign has been winded down. So it's not that common, I would say, to have leftover funds. It's not that good either. You've probably not spent it correctly.
Wait, so leftover campaign funds are not necessarily a good thing?
People gave you that money to use. They want you to get elected. And campaigning is really expensive. Every dollar that you have left over is money that you did not spend on campaign ads and t-shirts and flyers and rallies. But let's say after all is said and done and you've paid off all of your debts, you still have money left over?
Right. So the main rule to remember is no personal use. So that's no mortgage, groceries, gas, country club membership, college tuition.
The Federal Election Commission says you can spend that leftover cash on only a handful of things.
One of them is donated to charity. The other thing you can do is you can transfer it to a future campaign if you're planning to run again. Or you can transfer the whole amount to a national political party or a local political party, a state political party committee. You can give a small amount to another candidate. I think it's $2,000 to another candidate. So those are the main ways the FEC allows you to use it. You can also do nothing.
Do nothing? Like just let the money sit there?
You'll find reports of people leaving thousands or sometimes millions in the bank collecting interest for years. And when they've been asked by reporters, why isn't this money going to charity, or why isn't it being put to use by the political party they're affiliated with, they'll tell you that they haven't planned whether they're going to run again, or they haven't really decided what they're going to do with the money.
And the FEC says if you drop out of the race, you have to redistribute, redesignate, or refund funds within 60 days. Campaign committees rarely go the refund route, though.
Which brings us to a big gaping loophole in the FEC's rules, is that they say no personal use, but you can transfer this money to something called a leadership PAC. And the rules for leadership PACs are completely different. So the personal use rule doesn't apply there. You can use it for travel, you can use it for dinners, concert tickets, all in the name of fundraising. And politicians have used their leadership PACs quite lavishly.
Doesn't the FEC have a number of vacancies right now? I read there aren't enough people on the commission to even hold a meeting. So even if these leadership PACs were misusing funds, would anyone do anything about it?
The FEC has basically been shut down since July. They haven't had the quorum to have meetings or enforcement rulings since July. And the process they have is audits or complaints that are submitted to them. And I just don't know how that will work if the agency that's supposed to enforce the rules has basically been shut down for months and months while all of the fundraising has gone on.
Well, isn't that just a friendly little reminder that democracy only works when people enforce its principles?
That does it for the fate of campaign funds. If you have a question about the way this democracy works, or doesn't, ask us. Just click the button at the top of our homepage at civics101podcast.org.
From PRX.